everybody. Well, what if we actually slept? Well, we don't know the answer because this is the reality in which we stay awake and review every episode of this show. And this week on the Geeky Puppet Show, we are recapping and reviewing Party Thor. I'm Puppetine, and as you can see, my co-host, Zach of Thunder.
Yes. Somewhere out there in another universe, there is a Zach and a Puppetine that are actually sleeping right now. They'll wake up at a reasonable hour. This is not that universe,
those guys.
This is not that universe. We are the fun ones. We are the Party Thors.
The Party Thors, yes. And I considered putting the actual title of the episode in the thing, but what if Party Thor? Because that's what it is. So Thor doesn't have Loki.
Yep.
And without Loki to be the mischievous one, that leaves Thor to be, well, let's have some fun.
Right. It's that old, if you have siblings and you're like, oh, what if I was an only child? This is kind of that little twist. You see what Thor grows up as and becomes as an only child, and it's entertaining. This is a fun. I don't know. This might be the funnest episode that we've had this season, I would say.
It is the funnest episode.
I think it would be the funnest. There have been great episodes, but this one is the most funny. Like it's a sitcom almost. Like you sit down, there's no drama. No one dies. Yeah. At least, no one dies.
Nick Fury ends up in a coma, but that's it.
Nick Fury is in a coma.
Korg, though.
Blame Korg for that.
It's Taika Waititi's fault.
Darn you, Taika Waititi. But anyway, we'll get into that because there's also just a number of guest stars and cameos that they have in this.
So basically what it starts up with is Darcy and Jane Foster. They're in their RV. Yep, and they're just reading cosmic readings. I don't remember the exact terms. It's been a while since I've seen 2008 Thor, or 2010,
10 or 11. I think it might have been 10.
I can't remember.
It was definitely before 2012. I think it might have been 10, though.
Oh, it can't be. It can't be. It has to be 2008. You know why?
No, Iron Man was 2008.
Oh, right. And Iron Man 2. Okay, Iron Man 2 takes place in 2010.
That's it. Yep.
Fury's big week. So,
that's right. That's right. Okay.
So this is 2010, and everybody's getting together for the first time. Mm-hmm. But Thor, well, he doesn't have Loki to ground him down, and he's not banished to Earth. Instead, Odin goes into his Odin sleep. So,
yep.
And his mother, Frigga, goes to visit her family for the solstice. So what does Thor do? Heimdall's watching. So where did they go?
He's not going to do what his mom says and stay in his room and study the 9 realms. He's not going to do that.
No. Instead, he's going to go to one of these rooms. He's going to go to Midgard, Earth. Mm-hmm. And he ends up in Viva Las Vegas.
Yeah. That's right. He takes his Warriors 3 and Lady Sif because they're all like, well, what can we do? Heimdall's watching us wherever we go. And Thor's like, well, he's not watching Earth. Nobody pays attention to Earth. So we're going to go to Earth and throw this big party and invite all of these intergalactic, it's a who's who of cosmic Marvel that show up. It's really kind of cool, actually. But they show up in Vegas and it's weekend in Vegas. I mean,
we get to see we get to see Nebula. She's there. She's rolling dice. She's betting for a new eye.
She's getting corked to blow on her dice. That was funny.
We see the Grand Master, actual Jeff Goldblum.
Mm-hmm. We see him. We have Drax. Most of the Guardians of the Galaxy, actually, minus Star-Lord and Groot. You see different Guardians.
No Rocket.
You actually do see Rocket. The day after, the morning after, when they wake up and they're in like that suite or whatever, and you see like there's different Guardians or different Asgardians just sleeping around, you do catch a brief glimpse of Rocket sleeping in a sink. He's like passed out in a kitchen sink.
Are you sure it's not an actual raccoon?
No, because here's the thing. When Jane answers the door and they overhear Thor talking, it's like, oh, there's a little rabbit in the
Mhm.
sink. Because he
Ah,
calls Rocket a rabbit in Infinity War. So
it's all connected. Yes.
it all
Uh,
meshes. But anyway.
and so the basic plot of this episode, and I'm laughing even saying it, the last time they had a massive party, they were destroying a planet.
Right.
It ended up in the destruction of a certain planet. Thor claims it was dying anyway. They were just helping it along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And still, that's a risk. And Nick Fury ends up out of commission. Why? Because, well, he tried to approach Thor, and Korg, Taika Waititi, just came up and knocks him over. He ends up in a coma. He's not dead.
Yep.
And so we have Colby Smulders. Maria Hill.
Maria Hill. Frank
as acting
Grillo.
director.
And Frank Grillo shows up again as Crossbones, which is
Yeah.
really cool. And we get Clark Gregg as Coulson.
Yep.
So cool to see those two return to the role.
Yes, a lot of returns.
A lot of them in this one, yeah.
The only person that I think that didn't return to do their role properly was, well, the Guardian. The Warriors 3, and I don't know if Lady Sif was actually her.
Lady Sif was her. That was it was Jamie Alexander, I think is her name. So she was in the opening credits. So they did get her. Yeah, they didn't get the Warriors 3 guys. They did not get them. And I don't believe they got who ultimately. Well, yeah, they didn't get ultimately Captain Marvel, who Shield calls in because who is it? Jane is like, this is our first contact with alien life, and she's also kind of got the love eyes, the lovey-dovey eyes for Thor, because he still has like his perfect hair, and
he's Thor.
He's Thor.
Listen. This does not need an exclamation, an explanation. Sorry, exclamation. An explanation. It's late. I'm tired. Give me a break, Zach. It doesn't need an explanation. It's Thor.
Right.
Of course the ladies are going to fall for
it. Of course. She's going goo goo gaga for him. But she's trying to, because she told S.H.I.E.L.D. back when he first comes to Earth, she calls S.H.I.E.L.D. saying, hey, look, last time we saw activity like this, a planet blew up. But then she goes and meets Thor. They have fun. They get matching tattoos.
They have fun. Is that what they call it?
They have fun. This is the Disney show, so we're keeping it PG as much as possible.
It's hard to say that when we see Darcy go off and marry Howard the Duck. Elvis marries Darcy and Howard the Duck.
Yeah, I'm really glad we didn't see any further develop. Well, we did see, I guess, one or two scenes after that, but yeah, that was really weird. But anyway, S.H.I.E.L.D. shows up the next morning at Jane's apartment, and they're like, look, we heard what you said. We need to get Thor off this planet. Like, we need to get him away. And Jane's like, no, we can't attack him. This is our first time at contacting aliens. And Colby Smulders is like, well, actually, it's not. We met Captain Marvel. We have a beeper, which they get mocked for using a beeper.
As they should be.
As they should. That's right. That technology should stay in the 90s. We don't need that.
It's 2010. We've moved on.
So much moving on. So they call in Captain Marvel. She comes in and basically confronts Thor. I think at this point they're in France because the party has hopped. They're like continent hopping as the party goes along. And by this point, right before Captain Marvel shows up, the Frost Giants have shown up. And the thing about the Frost Giants, I don't think we mentioned this at the beginning. So Thor doesn't show up with Loki, or Thor doesn't have Loki as a brother growing up. Because what happens is when Odin picks up baby Loki, as he's a baby, he doesn't adopt him and bring him to live in Asgard. He gives him back to the Frost Giants. And so as Loki has grown up with the Frost Giants, he and Thor have actually become better. They have a better relationship as friends than they did as brothers. So Loki shows up as a Frost Giant with a bunch of other Frost Giants to his party. And he and Thor are like, oh, brother from another mother. They're all like best friends. But then Captain Marvel shows up. The fun police shows up.
They have a word for women like her on this planet. Party pooper.
Party pooper. One of the best jokes of the episode.
Yes,
Uh,
I was thinking, wait, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
he's
He
not
did it,
gonna
but
say that word, and he didn't. But it was still really funny.
yeah.
He
And
and Captain Marvel. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was going to say, and Captain Marvel basically comes in and says, "It's time to stop the party." She doesn't win. Thor ends up besting her and trapping her under his hammer, and then
That's the best trick with the hammer too. Is you just set it
yeah,
down on someone they can't move.
I was wondering if he was going to leave her there. I was like, I don't know if you should do that. But no, he lifts up the hammer and she goes and she's like, I can't deal with this.
Takes off, gets chewed out by Maria Hill because she's like, Fury said your punch was supposed to be equal to 10 nuclear bombs. She's like, don't know what to tell. Well, I think she said if she used her full power, she would punch a hole in the planet.
Yep.
But
Can't do that.
can't do that. Of course not. No, you can't do that. But no, that was really fun to see. And yeah, anyway, moving
From
on.
there,
From there,
anyway,
anyway, had a
from
brain fart
there,
just now.
they decide that, okay, the best way to do this is to let her release some of that full power in a desert. And so that's what they do. They draw Thor out into a desert, and they get ready to have that full blast punch from Captain Marvel when Shield is preparing to launch nuclear bombs just in case.
Yeah, in case she gets distracted by a cat, is what Maria Hill said.
Yeah,
which I thought was kind of funny.
So Jane Foster comes up with a plan. Jane Foster summons, well, not summons, but gets in contact with Heimdall, asks for his all-seeing eye because she needs to get to Frigga to tell on her son.
Yeah,
that's what she does. She goes up there and says, "Well, Thor is he is on Earth right now. He's on Midgard, and you need to go stop him. Otherwise, he could destroy the planet." And she's like, "My son is there," and
she shows up and she's drinking wine. She's like, "Is that a shirt?" And she's like drinking wine. She's like taking shots of wine as she's ratting Thor out. Oh, that was funny.
Good times with mom.
Good times with mom, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Frank Grillo, Crossbones, he's ready to like launch the nukes and
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right at the last second, as Captain Marvel's about to hit him, and as the nukes are about to be launched, that's where this hologram of Frigga shows up, and it's like, "What are you doing? Are you on Midgard?" And Thor's like, "No, I'm not on Earth." And then a polar bear shows up behind him. It's like, "Oh, yeah, I misunderstood you. Yeah, I'm here on a cultural exchange visit, an educational trip." And so Frigga's like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll be there. I'll be there soon."
Yeah. This is pretty much it. When things go crazy, nukes.
He even says, Crossbones even says, "We never get to use the nukes."
Yep, and they don't because, the situation's handled. Thor then goes to the heart of the party at the moment, which is on Australia.
Chris Hemsworth's native land.
We're not supposed to tell him that. He's supposed to be from Asgard.
Oh, well, okay, sorry. From Asgard, yeah.
But he basically goes there and says, "We need to clean up. My mom is coming."
And
it's so stupid. It really is. But
it works though. It's like I was telling Pixel Puppetine this backstage. It's like any sitcom you've ever watched from the 90s where the parents go out of town and then the kid is left home alone, throws a party, finds out the parents are coming back unexpectedly, and then he has to like shoo everybody out and clean up the mess. It's pretty much that with a Marvel filter. But it's a lot of fun. So he, gets everybody to clean up, and some people try to bail. Like Loki is like, "Nah, dude, we're out of here." And Nebula's like, Marani even has in the chat, she's like, "I gotta go.
I think my dad.
I think I hear my dad calling." So Thor, though, he manages to get everybody else, though. He rallies them. It's like, "We need to clean up." So you see shots of them cleaning up various messes they've made across the planet. Like what Surtur had melted the arm off the Statue of Liberty.
Thor? What?
Punishment to Thor? Well, Thor was small compared to like Loki and them, but
yeah, he really did.
Yeah. So
Tillium also says Australia guard.
Australia card. Yeah.
Good one.
Um, but
We also
yeah.
have a request for your T-shirt, so don't
Oh
take it
yeah.
off. Just show it.
No, it's just it's an Avengers sweater. I got from Target, I think. So,
It's
but
nice. If they only made clothes in my size.
I know. Maybe I could get one and like shrink it through the dryer like 50 times. Then you might have a chance.
Yes, yes. But ultimately, Thor takes his hammer and he goes ahead and he flies up and he gets everybody's attention. My mom is coming. You're going to help clean up. So they clean up the earth.
Mm-hmm. And then they show too, as it's going on, they show Frigga going from where she was drinking wine with her sisters. She goes to Asgard, where Heimdall is. So that it shows her getting beamed down to Earth from Heimdall. And yeah, it's just one of those, they're kind of racing the clock till Frigga shows up. Then when she does beam down to Earth, she shows up, and there's picture perfect. Thor is there, and he's like teaching this class of, galactic characters. They're learning about
quote unquote teaching.
Quote unquote teaching. He's like, did you know that Midgard is the birthplace of the Snuggie?
The Snuggie?
So it's trying to pretend that everything is, nothing has happened, everything's fine. Captain Marvel even comes in, you're like, oh, she's gonna snitch him out, but she actually kind of plays along. It's like, hey, here's this tablet with a whole bunch of Earth history and lessons on it. Still being the fun police, though, she says it's downloaded with NPR podcast and PBS specials.
Yeah, such fun.
I don't know if they were trying to do this, but they didn't make Captain Marvel a very fun character. Like, they really did make her the party. They really did make her a party pooper, the fun police.
But she wasn't. She didn't bother me. Not at all.
No, actually, I found it was more enjoyable here than the movie.
Yep.
But
overall, this episode, it pretty much seems to end there. Though Thor does summon his hammer, and it's like covered in graffiti and underwear. It's like, I can explain, Mom.
And then from there, we go to our last shot back at the RV in the desert. Thor goes and brings flowers to Jane. He's like, you sold me out to my mom. That wasn't cool, but it was the right thing to do. And so he and Jane, they have a date. They're going to go out on a date. And it's like, the Watcher even's like, he's getting ready to end. And he's like, as people on Earth and Asgard say, they lived happily ever after. And it looks like we're about to get like the first happy ending in all of the what if stories we've seen so far.
But suddenly, a portal opens up and we see what looks to be Ultron minions stepping out, with a larger Ultron stepping out back, and his face lifts to reveal Vision's face.
And the
Infinity Stones. All the Infinity Stones. That's right.
Mm-hmm. So this is really cool because this is the first what if episode we've got that ends on a cliffhanger. It doesn't have like a resolute, definite ending. So I think that we're going to see, going into the finale, we're going to see, all of this culminate kind of. I think that what they've been saying is there's going to be like a Guardians of the Multiverse or Avengers of the Multiverse. There have been some theories and some, I think, pretty good guesses as to who that's going to include. Obviously, Party Thor, I think, will be one. Doctor Strange will be another one. Captain Carter. But yeah, we've got
Star T'Challa.
Star T'Challa. You're right. Star T'Challa too. So we've got a few episodes to go, though. I think 3 episodes left to go.
Yeah, because we're on episode.
Is this 6?
6?
I think it is 6.
I think I have it as 6 on my.
There's Captain Carter, Star T'Challa, Hank Pym kills the Avengers.
Yep.
Zombie Avengers. Doctor Strange, and then what was last week? Killmonger and Iron Man. So this would be 7. That's been 6 episodes. So now we're on 7.
Wait. But we have to count this again. 1.
Captain Carter. 2. Star T'Challa. 3. Avengers never formed. Die. Right. Avengers all die. 4 is Doctor Strange. 5 is Marvel Zombies. 6 is Killmonger. 7 is today. Party 4.
7. So there's only 2 episodes left.
2 episodes left. So,
which means I also have the numbers wrong on this.
So that means...
Oops.
Hmm.
Big oops. I'll have to fix that. Sorry, guys.
We'll fix it in post. Don't worry about it.
I have to fix last week's episode, too, because I have listed as 5. Oh, no. Oh, Zach's just bursting all kinds of bubbles here.
Oh, no. Pop, pop, pop. Sorry about that. But
no, it helps. Maybe I'll finally get some views on the old ones.
Maybe.
But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much where it ends. And we have a setup into the next couple episodes. I'm seeing Jimmy in the audience. Hello. Not enjoying the series. I'm sorry you feel that way. I've liked pretty much every episode.
Pretty much every one. This one is one of the one I think this one shoots up to the top of the list for me. This is probably...
The name is Puppetine, not Puppetine.
Should hashtag Froggy can't spell.
Yes.
But I mean, yeah, this was great. I think it was definitely a good palate cleanser. Last week's episode, I think, was probably bottom tier of the episodes for me. The What If Killmonger Had Saved Iron Man. Not bad, but compared to the other episodes, it was kind of bottom of the list. So this was kind of nice. It was also the first comedic episode that we got.
We had a lot of fun with it.
A lot of fun stuff. Thing. Yeah.
And for anybody watching, yes, this is episode 7. Puppetine has been wrong. I am Puppetine. I am wrong. I'm sorry. I'm going to fix it.
Okay. Hey.
Okay.
Not bursting my bubbles. I'm just here for the fun. But yeah, no, all around, this was a good time. I recommend watching it. A lot of fun. A lot of, neat little voice cameos and visual cameos. I forgot you also see like Mantis and Yondu. They make appearances, I think, in Australia. There's just all kinds of little Easter eggs that you can look for visually. So yeah.
I don't know how many Froggies there are in the MCU.
Too many.
But he needs to go back to the backyard.
Jimmy, I'm going to get that on a hat. I'm going to make a hat or a T-shirt that says that. That's awesome.
Mariah's not going to be happy.
She already
the Froggy.
Yeah, she's already not happy.
But that about wraps it up for this episode. Thank you so much for joining. We had a lot of fun with this. We are very excited to see where this leads. Hope you stick around and learn with us as we go into this universe. I am your guide through this vast multiverse. So come with me and ponder the question, will I finally get some sleep?
Will he learn to count?
Will I learn to count? All these questions answered next time on the Geeky Puppet Show. So until then, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Ko-Fi if you can. And we'll see you next time. Bye!
And eat it, Joe's.